Most people charging for their time aren't undercharging because their work isn't good enough. They're undercharging because nobody ever told them that the better they get at their job, the less money the hourly model lets them make. Not figuratively, mathematically. And once you see exactly how that trap works, you'll never price an hour of your time the same way again. Here's the thing, nobody explains to freelancers, editors, consultants, anyone who sells their time. The way you price your work decide the shape of your entire business before you've even started the first project. Charge by the hour, and you've tied your income to something that cannot grow, the number of hours in a day. Charge by the result you create. Time is fixed, value isn't. That's the whole video in one sentence, and I'm going to spend the next few minutes proving it to you with actual logic, not motivation. So let's talk about why almost everyone starts this way, because it's not stupidity. It actually feels like the safe, fair choice. You work 3 hours, you bill 3 hours. Easy to explain, easy to invoice, easy to defend to yourself when you're starting out, and you don't feel confident enough to charge for anything bigger than your time. But here's the part that actually stings when you really sit with it. The better you get at your craft, the faster, sharper, more efficient you become, the less you get paid under this model. You used to take 6 hours to edit a video. Now you take 2. Same result, same value to the client. But your invoice just shrunk by 2/3. Read that again. You got better at your job, and your pricing model punished you for it. That's not a pricing strategy. That's a system where your own competence is the thing working against you. Think about it like this. Imagine you call a plumber because your pipe burst and water's flooding your kitchen. The plumber shows up, looks at it for 90 seconds, tightens one fitting, and the flood stops. Are you mad that it only took 90 seconds? Of course not. You're relieved. You don't think, well, that was fast, I should pay less. You think, thank God, that could have cost me thousands in damage. That plumber isn't billing you for 90 seconds of labor. He's billing you for the years it took him to know exactly which fitting to tighten, and for the flood he just stopped. That's outcome pricing. It already exists everywhere around you. You've just never applied it to your own work. So why does pricing the outcome actually work better, beyond just feeling fair? Because it prices the thing the client actually cares about. A thumbnail that gets clicked, a pitch deck that closes the round. The result is what has value to them. Your hours are just the mechanism you used to get there. And frankly, they don't care how many of them it took. And here's the part that compounds over time. When you price the outcome, you and the client are finally pulling in the same direction. They're not paying you to look busy. You're not incentivized to take longer than you need to. You're both just trying to get the same result. That alignment is what actually builds the kind of trust that turns into referrals and repeat work. Okay, so how do you actually shift into this? Starting with your very next conversation with a client. Step 1. Stop saying the word hours out loud in a pricing conversation. Ever. Even if you privately calculate your time to land on a number, the second you say, this will take me 6 hours, the client's brain anchors to an hourly rate. Step 2. Before you talk price, ask what success actually looks like to them. Not, I want more views. Specific. I want this video to get me 3 booked calls in the next 30 days. Whatever they answer, that's the thing you're actually pricing, not the edit, the outcome. Step 3. Build 2 or 3 tiers based on outcome scope, not time spent. A standard edit is 1 tier. A retention-engineered edit with a rewritten hook and a custom thumbnail strategy is a higher tier. Not because it takes you longer necessarily, but because what it's built to produce is worth more. Step 4. Get comfortable when a client pushes back and asks for your hourly rate anyway. You don't need to argue. You just say calmly, I don't price by the hour because it doesn't reflect what you're actually getting. Let me show you what I'd build for this instead. That sentence ends the conversation in your favor almost every time. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, fine, but how do I even know what number to put on the outcome? Good. That's exactly the right question. And it's not a guess. There's an actual way to calculate it, and it takes about 30 seconds. Here's the simplest version. Ask yourself honestly, if this piece of work does its job, what is one new client worth to this person's business? Let's say it's worth $50,000 to them. Your video, your edit, your asset isn't worth 4 hours of your time at whatever your hourly rate is. It's worth a real fraction of that $50,000 because you're not selling the hours it took. You're selling a meaningful shot at that outcome. That's it. That's the entire mental shift. Stop pricing your time. Start pricing what the work is actually worth to the person buying it. I'm not going to end this asking you to subscribe, because that doesn't actually help you. Here's what will. Before you send your next quote to a client, any client, go back and remove every mention of hours from it, just that one edit. Then comment below what you replaced it with. I genuinely want to see what you come up with, because that one change is the entire difference between a freelancer and a business.